How's it going? This is just a quick video showing the Eternal Decks 3D printed insert from my Etsy shop, MK3DPrints. So we've got the box here, we've got rules on top, then we have all of our cards here. These are all sleeved, but this insert works with sleeves or not. We have just some tokens here, and this tray comes out, and then we have a second tray of tokens with a little cutout for the die, obviously. Once we remove that, we've got the mat right here, so we can go ahead and take that out. It's just folded up. This piece here is a spacer, because when you sleeve the cards they kind of stand vertically, so the box does have a teeny bit of lid lift if you want to sleeve it. There is also a way around that too, but this is just the configuration I've gone with for my own copy. So we can take that out. Down here we have all the different boards. This last piece you don't really have to ever take out, but below that there's nothing. You could put the Japanese rulebooks down there if you wanted, but that would just take up a little more space in the box. This slot right here does fit cards, so you could, let's say, just take, I don't know, let's just take this random set of cards right here. You could take those, stick those in there. What that does is that gives this a little more room. You can see how the cards sit lower now. They're kind of flush with the box. So what you could do is actually go like this and kind of slide the cards. And so now they're on a little bit of an angle, which kind of lets the box sit flush. And then you've got these over here. I don't mind a little bit of lid lift, especially because I have this kind of bag from the Kickstarter that keeps everything. As far as the cards go, this tray doesn't really ever need to come out either. But it does have dividers here, kind of showing what everything is. We have starting cards. This has, the basic board cards, the different player decks. Next up we have the Eternals. So we have A, B, which I just took out, and C. Then we have the D, obviously, with all that. E, and I think I have an older version. This might have been changed a little bit, but it just says E Eternals, I believe, on the other one. Purple Star is just the different star cards. I believe that just now says Star. Field cards, this is like the ones that go on the board. What else do we have here? Gatekeeper, so that's just the Gatekeeper specific ones. Puzzle cards. Bonus and task. This one might just say other now. I don't 100% remember. Anyway, let me take this out and kind of show you how it works. So I'll just take this one out right here. You can see it kind of has a keyed system here, and there's actually, I don't know if you can see it down there, like a little rail system, if you want to call it that. So these just slide in, and now you can see that's kind of locked in place. It won't go anywhere unless you slide it all the way to the front where that little notch is. But once you put some cards in there, that actually prevents it from ever sliding up enough. I'll try and show the bottom. You can see they're fully adjustable, so if you have sleeves, they'll kind of expand a little bit. If you don't, then yeah. So anyway, that's how that goes. We'll just put everything back in the box. Maybe we'll simulate if you don't have sleeved cards, so they would sit more like that. You would just put the mat in like this, and then these trays like so, and you can see that it sits nice and flush. So I'll put this rule book back on there, and you can see that the box does close completely in this orientation. But if you want to have all the cards together, or maybe there's future cards or something like that, you can have this little spacer that I had, so these cards would come out. A little harder to get them down in there, but there is a little finger hole for it. Okay, so we'll find where those go. These are a little more hidden when you have sleeves, but I have adjusted them so they're a little taller in my most recent version. So cards go in like that. Now you can see they kind of sit up a little bit more. So then we'll use this and this. This does also give you a little more room for the mat, so you don't have to fold it quite as tight, which is a little bit nice. So we'll toss that back in, put that in there. Rule books and stuff. close that up. So this is how my setup looks, and you can see there's, I don't know, maybe a quarter, half inch or so of lift, but really not too bad. And that's just, you know, because the cards are sitting up, and then we have that spacer. But it does fit back in this bag nicely. If I can get it in there. It's kind of hard with this camera in my way. Anyway, that's how I have mine set up, and this just keeps the lid nice and closed. Anyway, let me know what you think. And again, this is available on my Etsy shop. Thanks.